Hey guys, welcome back. This is Modern Man MTG here, and today we're going to be playing some more Legacy Burn. This was requested by a viewer of one of my last Legacy Burn deck, or a last Legacy Burn video, and he said that there weren't very many videos on YouTube about Legacy Burn decks, and he would be more interested in seeing what certain sideboard plans are for. So you got your Tormod's Crypts for like dredge-based decks. Maybe you could play Relics or something like that. You got Ashen Riders for Show and Tell decks, Show and Tell Reanimator. Maybe not Reanimator. I was thinking of Exhume, but I don't know if they have any way to make you discard as well. Grim Lavamancer is good against any low to the ground creature deck. Skullcracks are obvious for any life gain decks. Smash the Smithereens are good against any Blade deck, playing like Jit, Batterskull, Affinity, any deck that's trying to abuse artifacts, really. Searing Blazes, once again, are good against the low-to-the-ground creature decks. Exquisite Firecraft's pretty good against Miracles or like Fish or things like that. Then you got another Sulfuric Vortex, good against the life gain decks and good against attrition brace strategies, because it's going to ping them during their upkeep, during each of their upkeeps. So let's go ahead and jump into a game here and see how it goes. Unfortunately, I only have one Legacy deck built currently, but if you guys are interested in seeing more, comment down below and I'll look into it. Legacy is a very expensive format, so it'll be like a slow grind sort of thing. But who knows, if the channel takes off or something like that, I might be able to play some more Legacy. This hand is very much a mulligan. I have 4 lands in my... well, maybe not. Yeah, I think I'm a little land flooded. I think I can get 6. Not much better, to be honest, but I'll keep it. I would like to draw this land. Yeah, put it on top. What I'm debating is not casting a 1-drop here so I can draw my second land. No, I just don't think that sounds right. So we're going to crack the foothills, grab a mountain, go ahead and cast Grim Lavamancer. I'm going to place Mocked Diamond, discarding Dark Depths, plays Mana Bond, activates Mana Bond at the beginning of his Grove, Port, Wasteland. Oh, this is going to be a hard game to win with 1 land. Ported here. That's fine. Not draw a land, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and attack. Opponent dredges their life from the loam. They got a bit of a combo going on. They got Mana Bond, Glacial Chasm. So basically what this does is, at the beginning of your upkeep, it's got a cumulative upkeep of pay 2 life. And if you choose not to pay the upkeep cost, you can sacrifice it. And then, so you're just going to sack it each turn. And it prevents all damage dealt to them. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop it up because I can't beat this. We read Sulfuric Vortex. Yep, I can't go ahead and... I cannot beat that. So we're going to scoop it up here. Unfortunately, we're going to go to game 2. Probably bring in Vortex. Stop the... Opponent says, hand was just gas. So we're bringing in Vortex to stop the lifelink, the life gain, and my opponent during each of their upkeeps. Probably going to bring in Crypts too to try to disrupt their graveyard. I'm not too interested in Eidolons in this game, just for the fact of they don't really cast very many spells. Um, Maybe I'm looking at Skull Cracks as well. Take out maybe the Exquisite Firecraft. We'll try it like this. I'm not for sure about this game, to be honest, but my opponent likes to think it's pretty unwinnable. But we'll see how it goes. If I end up losing this match, we'll go ahead and get a second match in this one. Got Mountain, Swift Spear, Goblin Guide. Yeah, I'll keep this one. Hope not get ported out again. Selling my opponent out here that like I don't have Price of Progress in my deck. I know it doesn't matter since it's a casual game, but for the funsies. My opponent apparently seen right through it, unfortunately. We can always try, right? Ain't no harm in trying. Real gamble for the opponent. Opponent cracks their Misty Rainforest, grabs a Taiga, casts Molten Vortex. That card's pretty good. Land? Oh, yeah. Drawing gas. Play Swift Spear. Play Swift Spear. The reason I'm playing all my creatures here is because I don't mind if my opponent wastes their entire turn killing my creatures. As it turns out, that's kind of good for us if they just don't progress the board. Opponent plays Mox Diamond, discards Wasteland. So my opponent's at a virtual 9 with Fire Blast in my hand. If my opponent wants to discard a land to shoot down my Swift Spears, I could Fire Blast to save my Swift Spears. Um, but I don't think I really want to do that because I want to be able to cast Price of Progress for maximum value. My opponent's in the tank right now. The think tank, that is. Yeah, this is a fairly inexpensive legacy deck. My opponent chooses not to shoot my creatures. It's interesting. They did play their stage, though. We know about that. Bolt, the opponent. Discard Taiga, cast Crop Rotation. That's fine. Probably getting Glacial Chasm here. Trigger's going to sack a land. Sacks their Thespian Sage. Opponent just takes no damage here, unfortunately. Just running past turn here. This card I was talking about earlier. This card's sick against us. Opponent's going to Vortex our Goblin Guide. Discard Riftstone Portal. Opponent pays 2 lives to keep their Glacial Chasm. Opponent casts Gamble. Probably look like Life from the Loam or Mana Bond. Opponent discards Life from the Loam. Opponent casts Mana Bond, so they just have everything they need, huh? Plays their Taiga. It's fine. Gonna shoot a Swift Spear. Also fine. Gonna not reveal their hand. Foothills. Play Foothills, pass the turn. So the cool thing here is we're still threatening lethal with all these spells because we can cast them all. So at any point, my opponent has 2 non-basics and a Glacial Chasm, and no Glacial Chasms. It falls to 7. Interesting. Opponent dredges their Life from the Loam. Cast Life from the Loam. Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, Thespian Stage. That's fine. He's going to Vortex my Monastery Swift Spear. That's fine. Go ahead and crack Foothills here. Let's grab a Mountain. Mana Bonds active or triggered ability. Puts 2 Thespian Stages into play. Ooh, that's a pretty good draw. I'm not going to lie. So they're going to Thespian Stage it now, so they don't have to pay for the Glacial Chasm. This Glacial Chasm. And then once it goes to the graveyard, I'm going to go ahead and Tormod's Torpid my opponent. Oh, apparently I don't have a stop. That is unfortunate. I don't think it matters all too much. I guess I'll go ahead and do it now that I actually have the stop on. Yeah, my opponent's Life from the Loam does nothing. Opponent's Mana Bond trigger, reveal nothing. Drew another Price for Progress. Doesn't really matter currently. Pays 2 life for the Glacial Chasm. Mills Port. Loans back the ports. Opponent puts both ports back into play. Probably my lands are getting ported, at least 2 of them. Sure. Oh, one of them actually. Chooses not to port the other one. Opponent copies their Glacial Chasm with their other Thespian Stage. Sacks the Glacial. Oh, he's sacks the other one. Actually, speaking of lands, I would have top eighted the SCG Legacy Kansas City, Missouri, uh, if I didn't lose the lands in round 7. I think it was that I lost the lands. I went 7-2. My two losses were Esper Deathblade and lands. Um, Lost the lands round 7. Lost Esper Deathblade round 1. And I was playing. What was I playing? Red, White, Blue Delver. Drew another Goblin Guide, passing the turn. Opponent goes to 3. Mills Grove Exploration with their Dredge of Life from the loam. See, the reason I'm still playing it out is we're still in it here. My opponent's got like a Thespian Glacial Chasm thing playing, but they can't kill me with Dark Depths unless they don't have any Glacial Chasms. So we're just going to make our opponent play it out. Opponent's going to reveal their hand. Oh, maybe not. Play a mountain. Pass turn. Opponent vortexes me. So I think they're just going to vortex me out. We're going to make them play it out just in case. Opponent vortexes me again. It's fine. Opponent makes their copy of Thespian Stage. Sacks their Glacial Chasm. Opponent activates the Mana Bond. Chooses not. Mana Bond triggers what, rather. Yeah, I think that. Uh, I'll go ahead and concede this game. Or, yeah, we'll just show my opponent all the spells that I could have had. We'll just jump into another game so you guys can get another game in. I know that game was kind of boring, so I feel bad just posting that. So we'll go ahead and get another game in, or try to that rather. They seem to not be firing as much. I apologize. Let's go and jump into this one. This hand is very good, so I'll go ahead and keep it. First turn, Lava Spike, and then turn 2 Eidolon. Opponent from the last game just told me that I would have killed him if I would have Tormod's crypted him before he drew. As I pointed out in the video, yeah, it would have happened, but shit happens sometimes. You forget to put your stops on. Lava Spike my opponent. They played a turn 1 Tundra. Probably playing against Miracles here. They got Counterbalance. So here, play the Wood of Hills, crack the Foothills once again. Just my basic theory of I want as few lands in my deck as possible. Just going to play our Eidolon. Hopefully our opponent does not reveal a 2-cost. They do have the Force of Will, unfortunately. Got a Jace out of their hand, which is fine by me. Opponent plays Flooded Strand. Cast Brainstorm. Cracks their Flooded Strand. No top for the opponent, fortunately. So we're gonna try for the Sulfuric Vortex here. I don't know how many 3-drops they play. Reveals Tundra. Sulfuric Vortex resolves. That's good for us. Put some pressure on the opponent. Cast Goblin Guide here. Reveals Plains. I'm gonna go ahead and Lightning Bolt with the Goblin Guide trigger on the stack. Just because I know there's a Plains on their deck, so they can't flip it to counterbalance. Opponent swords my Goblin Guide. It's fine. I don't gain any life because of Sulfuric Vortex. Opponent falls to 7. Opponent casts Snapcaster. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Price of Progress as a shock here. There's no reason not to. Reveals Vanillion Click. It's fine. Opponent takes 2 to go to 5. Those probably come out game 2 and 3. The Price of Progress to where that is. Just because my opponent's just playing a blue-white deck. So they're basically their only non-basics are Tundras and maybe Wastelands. And we're going to go ahead and Exquisite Firecraft my opponent. Can't be countered. Spell Mastery. And my opponent scoops it up. We're going to go ahead and go into game 2 here. Against Miracles, I probably want another Exquisite Firecraft. Another Sulfuric Vortex. Probably don't want any number of Price of Progress. So what I'm debating here is between Skullcracks or Tormod's Crypts. Crypts, as far as I know right now, only stop their Snapcaster. So I think I'm just going to try Skullcracks. Take out prices. And let's go to game 2. This is a little of an awkward hand. I have turn 1 Swift Spear, turn 2 Chain Lightning, and another spell, hopefully. I'll try it, I guess. This hand's not particularly great, but I'm just afraid the hand gets much worse if I mulligan. Opponent plays top on 1. Drew a Sulfuric Vortex, which is very good for us. Cast Swift Spear. Attack for 1. Go ahead and play my land first, then cast Chain Lightning, target the opponent. The one reason I play my land first there is because I want to play around days. They probably have a Flusterstorm. I was going to say Spell Pierce, but there's better spells than that in Legacy. Still get my trigger for prowess. My opponent cracks their Flooded Strand. We're going to plow my Swift Saber before I get a +1/+1. It's fine. My opponent only has 2 cards left in their hand. They're going to top during their upkeep. That's fine. Cast Brainstorm. Oh, my opponent just Brainstorm blocked themselves. That's awkward. So here I think we're just going to slam the Vortex and hope they don't have a Daze or a Force. They have a Force. Okay. It's fine. They only have 1 card left in their hand, though. Maybe there I should have played an Eidolon. The top again. So having this in my opening hand was essentially like mulliganing the 6 now that I think about it. It's just real good in the late game. I cast Eidolon here. Resolves, pass the turn. Opponent activates top at the end step. Still trying to find their other lands. Finally found a Flooded Strand. Gets them out of the lock as well. Go to combat. Their attacks 2 with Eidolon. Opponent casts Snapcaster. It's fine. Hopefully they just plow it. Oh, they're going to Flusterstorm. That's fine. So there, maybe I should have played my Eidolon before combat. So I got an extra 2 points out of them. I never know to play the Eidolon before or after combat. It's always an interesting play. Right? Opponent's at 14. We got a virtual 8 in our hands. My opponent's at 6. So we're looking for our opponent to cast 3 spells here. The only card these can be countered by are really the Daze and the Force and Flusterstorm. Basically, what I'm saying is it gets around counterbalance. My opponent does not cast anything. Opponent activates their top. Top has to be one of the most boring cards to make videos playing against because it's just so boring. Most of the game spent topping. Thankfully, my opponent has not been spending most of the game topping for us. Opponent plays counterbalance, triggers my Eidolon, go to 11. My opponent might actually just be dead here. Yield the counterbalance. It's a I knew it was a top. I'm a scrub. Attack. Put my opponent to 9. And my opponent plays their top next turn. I'm going to fire off both Fire Blast. Float a mana, cast Fire Blast. Opponent counterspells the first Fire Blast. My opponent's at 5. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and throw another one at my opponent's forehead. My opponent scoops it up. Well, there you go, guys. That's 2 matches of Legacy Burn. That's for my commenter. I can't remember your name right now. Hope you like my explanation of the cards. If you guys want to see more, let me know down below. Remember to like the video and comment down below. Hey, your suggestions or anything like that. I know I misplayed the first game. Probably still would have lost a match because that's a pretty abysmal match. Remember to subscribe to the channel. We got 5 subscribers as of me recording this video, and that's great. I'm enjoying it. Every time I see another subscriber to the channel, it makes my day. So, guys, I'm glad you watched my channel. I appreciate it. Remember that the longer you guys stay with me, the better we're going to get. You guys have a good night. Bye-bye.